A company lays off 5,000 people. The reason they give AI transformation, it makes the news, the stock goes up. A few months later, the same company is hiring again, quietly, through staffing agencies, sometimes without even putting their name on the job posting. This doesn't make the news, the stock doesn't move. 1 in 3 companies that cut workers for AI have already reopened the same positions. At the same time, those companies are spending more on AI than ever, not less. $650 billion this year alone, just from the 4 biggest tech companies. They're firing people for AI and hiring people back. They're spending more on AI, not less. And they're doing one of those things loudly and the other one quietly. Why are they doing that? The easy explanation goes like this. AI isn't ready yet. Companies got excited, moved too fast, replaced people with tools that couldn't actually do the job, and now they're walking it back. It's a correction. A company tried something new, it didn't work, and now they're fixing the mistake. That makes sense, it happens all the time. A restaurant buys a self-ordering kiosk, customers hate it, and 6 months later a human is standing behind the counter again. A factory installs a new machine on the production line, it keeps jamming, and eventually they bring back the workers who knew how to do it by hand. You try the new thing, it fails, you go back to what worked. Nothing strange about that. And there's even data to back it up. An MIT study found that 95% of companies running AI pilot programs saw no improvement in productivity or savings. 5% success rate. If you bought a machine that failed 95 out of 100 times, you'd send it back and rehire the person it replaced. So the story is simple. AI was overhyped. Companies jumped in too early. Now they're quietly admitting the mistake and bringing people back. A reasonable correction in a reasonable world. Except something doesn't fit. If AI failed and companies are walking it back, you'd expect them to pull the money too. When the new machine on the factory floor keeps jamming, you don't double your order for more of the same machine. You stop buying. That's not what's happening. The same companies that are quietly rehiring people are increasing their AI budgets. Not by a little. Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta are on track to spend $650 billion on AI this year. That's a 75% increase from last year. They're rehiring workers with one hand and writing bigger checks to AI with the other. If this were a correction, the money would move backward. It's moving forward. And there's something else. When these companies hire people back, they don't do it the way they fired them. The layoffs got press releases, earnings calls, headlines. The rehiring happens through third-party staffing agencies. Through job postings with no company name attached. Through contractor roles that come with less pay, no benefits, and no stock options. One worker laid off from Microsoft was contacted weeks later by a staffing firm to do the same job on the same team as a contractor. If a company made a mistake and is fixing it, why would it hide the fix? You don't sneak into the store to return a broken product, you just return it. It's like someone who posts on social media that they've lost 20 pounds, gets all the congratulations, and then starts ordering delivery every night, but only after midnight and only through a different app so it doesn't show up on their main account. If the diet failed, just say it failed. The fact that the daytime performance continues while the nighttime eating stays hidden, that's not a failed diet, that's image management. So if AI didn't fail and the companies aren't walking it back, then what's actually going on? So let's stop asking whether the company made the right call and start asking something else. What if this company didn't make a mistake at all? What if it's not correcting anything? What if, from the very beginning, it was doing 2 things at the same time and both of them were intentional? Think about it this way. When this company announced the layoffs, who was in the room? Earnings calls, investor presentations, analyst briefings. The announcement was aimed at a specific group of people. And when this company started rehiring, who was not in the room? No press release, no earnings call mention, no headline. The rehiring was kept away from that same group of people. The firing was loud, the hiring was silent. Same company, same year, opposite actions, but each one pointed at a different audience. It's like a performer on a stage, except the theater has two balconies, one on the left, one on the right. The performer is facing both but doing a different act for each, a different expression, a different gesture, depending on which balcony is looking at that moment. What if this company isn't confused? What if it knows exactly what it's doing, and the only reason it looks contradictory is because we're watching both balconies at the same time and the company never expected us to? This company is standing in front of two audiences every single day. The first audience is investors, shareholders, analysts. The people who decide what the stock price does tomorrow morning. This audience has one thing they want to hear: efficiency, fewer people, more AI, lower costs, higher margins. Every time a company announces it's cutting headcount and replacing roles with AI, this audience applauds. The stock goes up. The CEO gets praised on CNBC. The earnings call sounds like a victory speech. The second audience is the actual operation, the customers calling in, the products shipping out. The code that needs to be written, tested, and fixed before Friday. This audience doesn't care about the earnings call. This audience needs the work to get done. And when the AI can't handle the edge cases, when the chatbot sends a customer in circles, when the automated system breaks down at 2 a.m., this audience needs a person. Right now, not next quarter. These two audiences want opposite things. The first one wants fewer people, the second one needs more. And the company has to satisfy both, at the same time, every single day. So it does the only thing it can. It fires loudly and hires quietly. The layoffs go on the earnings call, 5,000 roles eliminated, AI transformation underway, applause from the first audience. The rehiring goes through a staffing agency, no company name on the posting, contractor role, lower pay, invisible to the first audience, but just enough to keep the second audience from falling apart. It's like a student who tells their parents they've been studying all weekend and tells their friends they've been gaming all weekend. Neither one is a lie. The student did study on Saturday morning and played games Saturday night. The difference isn't what happened, it's what got reported to whom. This company isn't lying either. It did cut 5,000 jobs, that's real. It is spending $650 billion on AI, that's real. And it is quietly rehiring people through back channels to keep the operation running. That's also real. Every single one of those things is true. They just never show all three to the same audience at the same time. The company didn't fail, it's not confused. It's managing two stages at once, performing a different show on each one and hoping the audiences never compare notes. When the audience a company performs for and the audience a company actually serves are not the same people, what gets announced and what actually happens will move in opposite directions. The layoff announcement goes up, the stock goes up, and the work starts falling apart. The quiet rehiring begins, the work stabilizes, and nobody hears about it. One direction for the spotlight, the other direction for the real thing. This isn't a flaw in the company. It's what happens every time the people you're performing for and the people you're working for are sitting in different rooms. So the company that fired 5,000 people for AI and is now quietly rehiring, it didn't fail. It didn't make a mistake it's trying to undo. It's not walking anything back. It's performing two shows a night, one for the balcony that controls the stock price, one for the floor that keeps the lights on. The layoffs were for the first audience. The rehiring is for the second. Both are real, both are happening right now, in the same building, in the same quarter, under the same CEO. This company isn't special. Every company standing on that stage facing those two balconies ends up doing the same thing, not because they chose to, because the stage was built that way.